Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So I did a video of talking about the books that are on my Kindle this last week, and it seems like you guys want to keep learning what I have on my Kindle. I think it's a really good opportunity to talk about and bring up some different books that are out there that I have, either that I've read or I haven't read, and also kind of making me more aware about what is on my Kindle. And it has already helped because I am 65% of the way through a book that was on there. I haven't talked about it yet, but I will, that I just started like the other day, and I am so loving it. So I need to remember the books that are on my Kindle. So it's helping me, and you know, helping you, help me, help you, help me. That's what we're going for. Okay, round two. Next 10 books that I have on my Kindle. Again, I sorted them by author's name, so that's just kind of what I'm going with. So we're in the B's. We get into the B's and a little bit of the C's today. The first one I want to talk about is Blood and Silver by Valerie Benson. This is actually an ARC that I got. It's a historical fiction, kind of set in the Old West. So we have 12-year-old Carissa. She is trying to survive 1880 in Tombstone, Arizona, where things are just booming, and she is the only daughter, and her mother is working at a brothel. They were working in a different town. That owner moved them, and she moved with her mom to this other brothel in Tombstone. Her mom is addicted to drugs. She's just trying to survive. I have read this book. I gave it 4 stars, I think. I really liked it. Writing is a little simpler than I was expecting, but overall, if you're a historical fiction junkie like I am, I do recommend the book. I really liked it. And it's short. It didn't take long to read at all. Next one I want to talk about is Girl Gone Mad by Avery Bishop. This is a thriller. So we have Emily Bennett. She is part of this like girl group, or as my neighbor calls my daughter and her friends, the girl gang. Part of this girl group called the Harpies in middle school. She is bullied, or she is part of this group that bullies a girl to the breaking point of, I'm going to assume suicide, a breaking point of, I don't know if she left. I'm not sure what the breaking point means. But now we are present day, so that had happened in the past. We're present day, and each of the members of this group that she was a part of are starting to kind of be picked off one by one by one. So, sounds interesting. Next one I have is The Secret Mother by Shalini Bole. I read this book. I gave it 4 stars. Really interested, and we read this for a book club. Interesting concept. So we have Tessa. She comes home from work one day, and in her kitchen is a little boy, and the little boy thinks Tessa is his mom. She's confused. She doesn't know what happened, how this boy got in her house. Very confused. And by little boy, I'm thinking, I want to say he was like 3 or 4, like little. So she contacts the police and gets them involved, and all of a sudden she is accused of kidnapping this child. I know, Stormy. It's just crazy. It goes from there. It's good. 4 stars. Next one I want to talk about is Athena's Choice by Adam Boostrom. I want to say this was like a free book I got from BookBub or something like that, because it doesn't totally sound like my jam, but I mean, still interested. So the year is 2099. Athena is a typical teen. She loves TV, she loves reality shows, she loves hanging out with friends. And she constantly is wondering what the world would be like if the men were back. So we're living in a world, men have been gone for 50 years. Some sort of virus came, interesting, and wiped out all the men on the planet. So there is a experiment being done to try to bring men back into the planet. I suppose they're needed. Bring them back, but somebody has sabotaged it, and somehow Athena is brought in or somehow connected to it. Interesting concept. I'm curious, that's for sure. So that's Athena's Choice. Next one I have is After Happily Ever After by Toni Bradman. This is Rapunzel Lets Her Hair Down. I think I got this, another free book that I downloaded for the kids. It's basically what happens after Rapunzel is married. She's living in the castle, but she doesn't want to live there anymore, and she wants to cut her hair. What's gonna happen? So it sounded cute. Next one I have is The Shift. So this is a nonfiction book that follows one nurse who is working in the cancer ward at a hospital over a 12-hour shift and is in charge of 4 patients. I've heard really, really great things about that book ever since, I think we did a book list Thursday on medical books, and ever since then a lot of you have said The Shift is really good, so I need to get to that. Next one I have is The Night of the Moths by Ricardo Bruni. So sounds like we've got two timelines with this one. So we have our character Alice. Her body is found in the woods. I don't know if she's narrating part of it from the perspective of after she has died, but it says that she regrets not telling her boyfriend Enrico some secrets. We have present day where he has to come back home to take care of some business. He ends up getting really curious as far as like what happened with some of the past. He's cleaning some stuff out of the house that he grew up in, and he finds an old cell phone and sees some texts from Alice that reveal some sort of secret. So interesting. I didn't want to know much more. You know me in thrillers, I don't like to know a whole lot of them, so I'm trying to get enough of information to give you guys a little taste, but not to give me too much. So we're good. Next one I want to talk about is Remember This by Shay Bugs. This one sounds kind of fun, kind of funny, like has some potential here, guys. So Lucy discovers that her husband Mason has had an affair, has been cheating on her in the past for a little bit. She discovered this one night, she opens up some wine, she gets mad at him, she ends up throwing the wine bottle at him, it hits him in the head and causes him to have amnesia. So now she needs to help him kind of get his memories back, and she has a little fun with him along the way. Sounds like it's funny. Kind of interested in that one. I don't know why. I need a good book. I need a good book to make me laugh. Like, I haven't laughed in a while. So if you have any good book suggestions to make me laugh out loud, leave them below. I need them. Next one I want to talk about is Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane. Ugh. 5 stars. If you have not read Stillhouse Lake, go do now. This follows our main character. She is married. They have 2 kids, girl and a boy. Everything's fantastic. One day she's driving home. I think she has like a big SUV. She takes a corner wrong. Something happens. She ends up, I don't know if she hits her garage or another car hit her garage, but anyways, the garage that her husband usually spends all his time in, that she's not really interested in, a wall comes down, a door opens, something, she sees in the garage, and there is a dead woman's body hanging from the garage. So from this, she realizes her husband is a serial killer. You find all of this out right away. I'm not spoiling anything. So she has to change her identity, and she goes on the run with their 2 kids, and that's where the fun stuff happens. It's so good. And there's like 4 books. I still need to get to the 2nd and 3rd and the 4th, and oh, so good. And the last one I want to talk about sounds really, really intriguing. It's called Dear Amy by Helen Callahan. I want to say this was an Amazon First Reads, I think. It doesn't tell me, but I think this is it. Okay, so here we go. So Margot, we have our main character. She writes an advice column for their local newspaper, and it's called Dear Amy. And she kind of answers, you know, kind of like your typical advice column, right? Answers letters and gives people advice. So she gets a letter in the mail that says, Dear Amy, I don't know where I am. I've been kidnapped and I'm being held prisoner by a strange man. I'm afraid he'll kill me. Please help me soon. Beth Ann Avery. So she immediately thinks, this is a hoax. This person's messing with me. This is really rude. So she kind of looks into it, and Beth Ann Avery, this person, is actually missing and has been missing for 2 years. She still thinks that this maybe is a joke until another letter arrives and another letter arrives. And there are details in these letters that are not public. So now she's caught up in this figuring out what happened, where is she, how can I help, and kind of ends up putting herself in danger, I'm thinking. So that one sounds fantastic. In all honesty, all of these sound fantastic. The only one I'm kind of shying away from is the Athenas Choice. But you know what? It's on my Kindle. I have it. You never know. I might get into it. Or I wonder if Riley would like that. She might like that. She's kind of getting into that dystopian type vibe, and it does sound YA-ish. So anyways, those are the books on my Kindle. If you've read any of them that I haven't, let me know what you have thought. Comment below, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. and I'll see you next time. Bye.